All right, nurses, we are live. It's Coach Sean, and it is Tuesday evening, so we are having our weekly workshop training video to help you guys lose weight and get back in shape, get you moving in a positive direction towards your weight loss and fitness goals. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with me yet, or if you're new to the again, my name is Coach Sean, and I am a professional online fitness and weight loss coach, and I help registered nurses who are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s completely transform their bodies in 6 months or less, and I guarantee it 100%. Now, as you guys hop on here, if you can, just let me know if you guys can see me and hear me. Just type live in the comments if you can see and hear my slideshow. The first slide on there says the biggest mistake nurses make when trying to lose weight and how to avoid it. So that would be great if you guys can type in the comments and let me know where you're calling in from. Hopefully we can get a lot of people on here tonight that want to learn what the biggest mistake is that all nurses make when trying to lose weight, and more specifically how you guys can avoid it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a few things ready here as you guys are hopping online. I know there's always a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to wait for a couple people. But again, if you guys are on here, please type in the comments so that I know you guys can see and hear me. That is really important. I don't want to go ahead and proceed until I know that we have a few people who are watching and can see and hear everything. That would be great if you guys can do that. It looks like I'm watching on my smartphone. There's a couple people. Let's see, 3, 4 people are on here live right now, which is great. So again, guys, if you can just let me know if you can see and hear me, that would be fantastic. Again, the slide you should be looking at is in red. It says the biggest mistakes all nurses make when trying to lose weight and how to avoid it. So I hope you guys are excited about this. This is going to be a very powerful video for you tonight, so make sure you guys are grabbing a pen and paper. You guys can write all of this down, and you guys can learn something fantastic that will get you guys moving in the right direction. Okay, so I'm still waiting. I'm hoping you guys can see and hear me. That would be great. Looks like we got 6, 7 people on here now. So again, if you guys can see the screen and you can hear me, please let me know. That would be great. All right, nobody's commenting, so all right. Hey, Marcy. Okay. All right, great. So I know that Marcy is here and she can see me. Okay, so let's go ahead and proceed here then with this presentation for you guys. Oh, and by the way, if you guys are looking to get some help with your weight loss and fitness goals, make sure you guys go to bodybalanceprogram.com and go ahead and look over that website. I've got a very special offer for registered nurses who are looking to lose weight and get back in shape. And again, it's bodybalanceprogram.com. All right. So what is the big problem? What's the biggest mistake that all nurses make? Well, when I usually talk with nurses in consultation, they all have one thing in common. It seems like they're running around like a chicken with its head cut off. And what I mean by that is they're going in all sorts of directions. They have no structure and they have no plan. And that's really important. If you guys are going to succeed with a weight loss, goal, or let's say you're trying to drop a couple pant sizes, or you're just trying to get back in shape, you got to make sure that you're having some kind of plan. You got to have a good detailed plan, a structured plan, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So what happens is when I talk to all these people, nurses who are trying to get back in shape and they have no plan, what happens is they typically don't get the results they're looking for because they don't have a plan. And when they don't get results, they start playing the blame game. And what the blame game is, it's when they start blaming, people at work, their coworkers. They bring stuff to the break rooms or to the nursing stations, like pizza and pop and ice cream. So they start blaming their coworkers. They start blaming the company they work for because they don't get no breaks. They start blaming the pharmaceutical reps because again they bring in unhealthy food to the rooms, and they blame time. I hear a lot of nurses just say they just don't have the right amount of time to do it, which is all these are just excuses. What you guys gotta understand, if you have a good detailed plan of attack, you guys will succeed and you won't need to make these excuses anymore. So you got to have a detailed plan of action, and your detailed plan of action has to plan for 3 specific parts of your body transformation system. Number 1 is you need to plan out all of your nutrition. That's important. You got to plan for your exercise, and you got to plan for your water intake. So I'm going to teach you guys how to make this happen tonight. So the first step is what you need to do is you need to buy like a planner or an appointment book or some kind of schedule book. And this is going to be like, your body transformation journal where you're going to keep everything in there, and it's got a specific plan of when you're going to eat, what you're going to eat, when you're going to exercise, and when you're going to drink your water. Because again, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you need to write everything down. And the reason why you want to do this is when you start writing and planning things ahead of time, it's going to create structure. And structure creates habits, and habits are going to start equaling success. So that's why you want to do this. So let's talk about your nutrition plan. Number one, what you need to do on your days off is you got to go ahead and plan and prep your meals for the week ahead of time. And you need to write down in your appointment book, in your planner, and make sure that you're doing this every single week. So what I highly suggest, and this is what I suggest to my coaching clients, is that on your days off, and let's give you an example. Let's say your days off are Saturday and Sundays. What you need to do then, the first thing you need to do in your appointment book that you get, is you need to make sure that, let's say on Sunday, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., that's when you're going to start prepping and planning and start, planning for the week ahead of time. So you got to go ahead and write that down in your appointment book and write it out for the next, 8 to 12 weeks. So every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., you're scheduling the time in that you're going to go to the grocery store, you're going to write down your grocery list, and you're going to get the food, come home and prep it and prepare it for the week ahead of time. This will help you guys be very successful. So that's the first step. Write it all down in your appointment book on the day that you're going to actually write down what your plan is going to be for the following week. Now what you need to do then is plan your meals, again, what you're going to eat and when you're going to eat it. Write it down in that planner. And then what you need to do is write out your grocery list on the day that you're going to do this. And then you got to go to the grocery store. And then again, when you come home, that's when you're going to prep and prepare everything. You might need to get like a small cooler ready for the work week. You might have to get Tupperware. But these are tools that you're going to need to bring with you, to help make your plan successful. And if you guys watched the workshop videos last week, I'm a big believer on meal replacement shakes and nutrition bars for nurses because they keep it really simple and easy when you're busy at work. And then what you got to do is take action and stick to your food plan and quit making excuses why you can't do it. If you're constantly making excuses, you'll never succeed with this. So you got to start taking action and stick to your food plan. Now, is this nutrition plan going to be 100% effective? Of course not. But if you can make it 80% effective, where you're sticking to your plan 80% of the time, and you're getting off track maybe 20% of the time, and you're making a few mistakes, that's still going to keep you moving in a positive direction towards your weight loss and fitness goals. So this is really important. Get that planner, schedule when you're going to start, planning your nutrition ahead of time before the week starts. And again, I suggest you do that on your days off. And again, I'm just using an example. Let's say Sunday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. or whatever time is going to work best for you. You're scheduling that, 8 to 12 weeks out on that Sunday, and that's your time, and nobody else takes your time. If a friend asks you to go golfing at that time, you say, no, I got to go ahead and stick to my appointment plan, because if I don't, I know I'm not going to prep my food for the week. So then what you do is plan out all your meals in your plan for the week before it starts, when you're going to eat and what you're going to eat it. You write out your grocery list. Then you go to the grocery store, then you come home and prep and prepare all your food, and then you take action and stick to your plan as best that you can. Now, the other great thing about having a good nutrition plan is that if you get off track, at least you know how to get back on track. That's really important. So many people just get off track and they have nowhere, to look to see how to get back on track, and then they just go ahead and backslide. So this helps prevent that. All right, so the exercise part of your plan then. On your days off again then, what you got to do is, let's say again from Sunday from 9 to 11, you got to plan what and when you're going to do for exercise. And again, you want to schedule that through the whole week. So let's say you're planning to work out 6 days a week. Let's say you're planning on doing 3 strength training workouts and then 3 aerobic workouts. What you're going to do is you put let's say your strength training workouts Monday before I go to work at 6 a.m. I'm going to work out from 6 to 6:30. Same thing on Wednesday. I'm going to do a strength training routine from 6 to 6:30 a.m. And on Friday, I'm going to do the strength training routine. Then on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'm going to do my cardio routine from 6 again to 6:20. And that's I'm not going to schedule anything else. I'm going to work out before I go to work. And that's really important. And I recommend that you guys do it in the morning before your busy day starts. so many things happen after work when you're busy, especially if you have a family, let's say a significant other, a husband, children. It makes it much more difficult to go ahead and exercise after work, especially if you had a stressful day and you're really tired. Now, if you don't, can't do it in the morning right away, what I recommend you do is you do it right after work, and it's the first thing that you do. Now, I highly recommend, if you can do this, is I would get like a small gym membership or a health club membership, and you're going to the health club before you go home. Once you enter your home again, you have all those obstacles in place. So that's one of the best things you can do, is you go right from work right to the health club or the gym. Now, if that's not feasible for you, what you got to do then, as soon as you get home, you got to go ahead and look at your appointment book, and you got your time. Let's say you get done at 3 and your workout's at 4. You got to do that workout right at 4 o'clock. Nothing else can get in the way. So I suggested that you get all of your exercise clothes, put them on. As soon as you walk into the house, that's the first thing you see is your exercise clothes, your water bottle, and your exercise shoes. Maybe your body transformation journal. That's going to be a reminder that you need to go ahead and get in those clothes and start exercising like right at 4 o'clock. Okay, so your water plan then. Now again, a lot of nurses think that you can't drink the right amount of water every single day. Now if you don't know this again, you should be drinking half your body weight in ounces of water every single day. And a lot of nurses, they blame it on their career, and they blame it on their career and the company that they work for, and they blame it on them that they can't get the right amount of water every single day. And what that is, again, you're playing the blame game. You're making excuses. I teach nurses how to do this every single day, and this is exactly what I'm teaching you right now. So what you want to do is think of your water intake. You want to break it up into like 4 segments. So you want to think of like before work, during work, right after work, and in the evening. Now, what I suggest you do is you get a water bottle that you're drinking out of consistently every single day, like a 25 or a 30-ounce bottle of water. So let's just say that you weigh 100 pounds. Let's say you weigh 200 pounds, and your goal for the day is to drink 100 ounces of water every single day. Now, if you had a bottle that's 30 ounces of water, your goal is to drink basically a little more than 3 of those a day. That'd be 90 ounces. You'd be really close every day. What I suggest you do on your water bottle then is get like 3 rubber bands and put it on the bottom of the water jug. And every time you drink a bottle of water, you take one of the rubber bands off and you just put it in your pocket. Then how it's a visualization of where you're at for the day. So that excuse me. So that way that you can go ahead and catch up if you need to as you get further into the day. But here's how you drink the right amount of water then. So before work, what I suggest, if your goal is to drink a little more than 3 of those bottles of water, I suggest you try to drink 1 bottle before you go to work. Excuse me. So if you got to drink a little, get up a little bit more in the morning to get the right amount of water, that's what you want to do. So let's say you drink 30 ounces of water before you go to work in the morning. Let's say you got to be to work at 7 o'clock. You're drinking that 30 ounces. Let's say you get up at 5. From 5 to 7, you're drinking that amount of water. What you want to do then is before you leave the house, you want to make sure that you're going to the bathroom. That way you empty get all the water out of your system as best that you can. And then right before you punch into work, again, you go to the bathroom. Now what you want to do during work then is for your whole 8 to 12 hour shift, your whole goal is to drink another jug of water, the 30 ounces, before you leave work. You don't have to have a lot of water during work, just you want to sip on it constantly throughout the daytime so that you are getting the water in. If you can get more than 1 bottle, that's fantastic. But what I suggest to my clients is try and drink another bottle so that you got 2 bottles down before you leave work. Then what you want to do is right after work, from the time that you punch out, from the time that you get to your home, whether you're taking a bus home or you're driving yourself, you want to try and drink a significant amount of water on that road trip, whether it's a 5-minute road trip or it's a 30-minute road trip. That's the time you want to catch up a little bit. Now, what I suggest you do is you have like a 5-sip rule. Every time your lips hit that jug of water, you want to take 5 big gulps. Then again, when you get home, you can go to the bathroom. Then in the evening then, from the time that you get home to about 2 hours before you go to bed, you want to catch up and go ahead and catch up on the amount of water that you haven't drank for the day. And again, you want to look at where your rubber bands are at. So you want to quit drinking water about 2 hours before you go to bed because, again, if your bladder fills up late at nighttime, it's going to keep you up at nighttime. But if you break it up into 4 segments like this, it doesn't seem so daunting and you're not overwhelmed. Most nurses, when I talk with them in consultations, they think they got to drink all this water during the work. you know, and they say, oh, I just can't do it. And I say, that's totally fine. You don't have to drink it all during work because you got a 24-hour period to drink the right amount of water. So again, when you break it up into 4 segments like this, it doesn't feel so overwhelming. And this is a plan. You know, this is a system that I teach my clients, and this works for them. So if it works for them, it'll work for you. You just got to put the effort in. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you're looking to get some help with your weight loss and fitness goals, remember, go ahead and visit bodybalanceprogram.com. Again, that's just bodybalanceprogram.com, where you guys will see my body transformation system that I train registered nurses and how it helps them completely transform their bodies in 6 months or less, and why I guarantee it 100%. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. It was very educational. If you guys think about it, everything I taught you will help you transform your body. So if you guys like this video, please click that like button. If you're watching from your smartphone, go ahead and click that heart button. And if you guys have any comments about it, go ahead and post in the comments below. And if you could share the video, that would be great. So as you guys are watching this now, let me know what kind of questions you have. And again, I know there's a little bit of a delay here, so I'm going to wait a couple seconds, and I'm going to hop back over to the comments, and I just want to say, hey, Marcy's here, great. Patty is listening for a second time. Deidre is listening, great. Thanks for hopping on here. Jane's on here. Roxanne is on here. So I got a lot of my clients on here. Marcy's a client. Jane's a client. Roxanne is a client. And again, for a lot of you guys, this is going to be a lot of replay information that I've been teaching you if you've been going through the membership site. But again, reinforcement is always positive. So, you know, I always tell people, watch the educational videos a couple times, because when you come back and watch it the second, third time, you're always going to remember something you previously forgot. All right, so who's got questions? Who's on live here right now? If you guys are watching live, if you have any questions. Okay, so Jane says, can we drink flavored water? Yep, you absolutely can, Jane. You just want to make sure it doesn't, whatever you're putting in there, you just want to make sure it doesn't have any sugar in it. Okay, so Patty says, can you put up the exercise slide again, please? I cannot go back. Let me see if I can for you really quick. Okay, so let me see if that worked. Okay, so I cannot do that with this system on Facebook, Patty. So what kind of questions do you have about the exercise? You know, the exercise plan, again, remember, what you want to do then is on your days off for the week, you got to go ahead and schedule when you're going to work out and what you're going to do for your workouts. And again, I recommend that you do it in the morning, your exercise in the morning before you go to work. And if you have to do it after work, remember, try and do the exercise the first thing you do as soon as you get home. Or again, go to the health club or the gym first before you go ahead and get home. Okay, so Roxy says, do we just count water intake or all liquids? Just water. If you're drinking like milk and things like that, again, I don't suggest you drink milk because milk's got sugar in it, Roxanne. So, yeah, you know. And the other thing is, remember, one thing I didn't mention about water is, you know, caffeine helps you retain water. I'm sorry, caffeine, you know, helps you, you know, be dehydrated. So for every cup of coffee you have or caffeinated tea, you want to drink an extra 8 ounces of water to replace that. Okay, Marcia says, sounds easy. I know I need to be committed and stick to the plan. Yeah, it's a lot easier, Marcia, when you have a plan. You know, again, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And again, Marcia, I posted a video for you in the Lady Camp Fitness group, the coaching group. So again, make sure you watch that. They'll give you instructions on the stuff that I was going to go over with you yesterday. Okay, Patty says she got it. Check. Great, Patty. That's awesome. So again, guys, this is a very educational. Again, this is the #1 mistake that all nurses make that I see in consultations before they start coaching with me, is they have no plan of attack, and that's why they feel they can't succeed. So you guys, it's so important to get that appointment book and that planner and plan everything out. You know, plan from the time that you're going to get up and what you're going to do for the rest of the day until you go to bed. You know, write it down and make a commitment. Remember, when you do this, it's going to create structure. Structure is going to create habits, and habits are going to equal results. Okay, Patty says, does it matter room temp water or ice water? No, it doesn't matter. Water's water. And it's a big myth, too, that ice water speeds up your metabolism. If you guys watched the video last week on metabolism, you know, there's only basically 3 ways to really get it going. #1 is eating the right nutrients at the right intervals throughout the daytime, exercise, and then, putting more muscle on your body is the main way to increase your metabolism. So it's a big myth that drinking ice water will help increase metabolism. So it doesn't matter if it's room temperature or if it has ice water. Awesome questions so far, guys. And again, thanks for showing up on here tonight. I appreciate it. So, Marcy, thanks for hopping on here. Patty, Devra, thanks for hopping on here. Jane, Roxanne, that's great you guys are on here. I appreciate it. And again, we're going to do this every Tuesday evening here in the Get Fit Nurses Facebook group. So, guys, now as I leave here, if you're watching the replay at a later time, again, if you have any questions on what I talked about tonight, post them in the comments below, and then I'll come back and I'll answer those for you. But again, guys, click that like button, click that heart button. Also, then on Thursday evening, we are going to have a social get together. So if you guys want to hop on here and talk with other people, the only thing I ask, if you're a coaching client and you're talking to people who is not a coaching client, you just don't reveal my system. I value that very, very much. It's very precious to me, my coaching program. Okay, guys, nobody else has got any questions, so I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. I hope you guys had a fantastic day, and I'll talk with you guys tomorrow.